Here we are on the second to last page. We're going to start at question 44. A regular hexagon has 6 congruent interior angles. What's the measure of each angle? Our formula for that is n minus 2 times 180 divided by n, where n is the number of sides. So let's plug in 6 for hexagon, and I get 6 minus 2 times 180 divided by 6. Simplifying that, I get 720 over 6, or 120 degrees. For number 45, if we're going to find the measure of an interior angle and an exterior angle of a regular polygon with 8 sides. Well, an 8-sided polygon is called an octagon. Well, let's start with the exterior angle. We know that the sum of the exterior angles is 360 divided by n, in this case 8. If I do that, I get 45 degrees. I know the interior angle and the exterior angle have to be supplementary to each other, which would make the interior angle 135 degrees. We could do the same as we did in 44, using 8 for n to get this also. For number 46, we're going to find the area of an equilateral triangle with sides 15. Our formula for that is area equals 1/4 the square root of 3 times 15 squared. Simplifying that down, I get 225 over 4 times the square root of 3. 15 squared is that 225. If I simplify that down on my calculator, I come up with 97.43 units squared. Number 47, I am finding the area of a regular decagon with radius 6. Let's see if I can draw how that would look. Each side here is 6, my apothem, and my x. We're going to need to use the area of this thing is 1/2 the apothem times perimeter. Now x is, if it's a decagon, 1/20th of the perimeter. So let's find these two things. We're going to have to use some trig. We need to find our central angle. If it's a decagon, we're going to go 360 divided by 10 gives me 36. Divide that into 2. Each of these interior angles is 18 degrees. So let's use the cosine of 18 degrees. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Multiplying both sides by 6, I get 6 cosine 18 equals my apothem. Simplifying that down, I'm going to get 5.7063. We also have to get this x because we're going to use that to find the perimeter. Let's use the sine of 18 degrees gives me x over 6. Multiplying both sides by 6, I get 6 sine of 18 equals my x. So my x would be 1.8541. Now to get my perimeter, I have to multiply that by 20 because it's a decagon, so there's 2 of these lengths per side, so multiply that by 20. So I get a perimeter of this thing is 37.082. Now the last thing we need to do is plug into our formula. 1/2 the apothem, 5.7063, my perimeter, 37.082, and that's going to give me an area of 105.80 units or centimeters squared, since we have centimeters up there. 48. Rachel needs to make a poster that is 2 meters by 3 meters. The cost of that paper is $1.50. Later she needs to make another poster that is 1 meter by 1.5 meters, so it's half of each of those sides. If we use the original that cost $1.50, we can see that we would get 4 of those parts out of that one. Dividing, I get 37.5 cents. 49. A circle has a circumference of 50 meters. Find its radius. Well, we know that circumference is equal to 2 pi r. If we plug in what we know, the circumference is 50, 2 pi, and we're going to solve for the radius. If I divide both sides by 2 pi, 2 pi, I get the radius of 7.96 meters. In number 50, we're finding the arc length of a 12-degree arc in a circle with radius 9, and we want to leave this answer in terms of pi. Well, this is the part of a circle, so 11 degrees over the 360 times 2 pi r. We know r is 9. Multiplying this out, I'm going to get 216 pi over 360. Simplifying that down, I get 3 pi over 5 feet. In 51, the tires of an automobile have a diameter of 22 inches. If the wheels revolve 10 times, how far does the car move? Well, we know that a circumference is the distance that a tire would move in one revolution, so I'm going to take the circumference, pi times diameter, and if it goes around 10 times, I'm going to multiply that by 10, and I'm going to multiply that out. I get 220 pi, and since they want it to the nearest foot, this is still in inches because my radius or my diameter was in inches. So I'm going to multiply that out, and I get 691.15 inches. Dividing that by 12, I'm going to get the answer in feet, 57.6 feet. On my last one here, we want to find the area of the shaded region if all the radii of all these circles are 3. The way we're going to do that is we're going to find the area of the square and subtract off the area of the circles. Well, our area of the square is 18 squared because it's a square, and then we're going to minus off. We have 9 circles with radius 3. 18 squared is 324. 9 squared is not, or 3 squared is 9, times 9 is 81 pi inches squared.